Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Yuna and today we're going to do something a little bit different. So my birthday is coming up at the end of March. It's actually the very last day of March. My friends and I tend to make wish lists, so my friends had asked me for mine for my birthday with like a list of things that I wanted. I had a hard time thinking of things that I wanted, but of course the first things that came to mind were gift cards to bookstores. If you've seen my new used book haul video, which I'll link up in the card thing, but if you've seen that video, then you'll know that the vast majority of my book purchases are used books. Sometimes I do get lucky, but because I am buying a lot of used books, that means that I don't tend to get a lot of special editions or limited editions or things like that. So that got me thinking that it could be fun to do a video in which I take you online shopping with me and go looking for all of the really pretty, fancy, special edition, limited release copies of books that I love that I would treat myself to if I was going to let myself loose with a credit card. So we're going to do a little bit of online browsing and shopping, and at the end of it, what I will do is I'll tally up the total. So we'll see how much I would spend if I actually did decide to get all of these books. And maybe, just maybe, if I find one that I'm really, really in love with, I might at the end of the month treat myself to a birthday gift, or maybe if I really find a special edition I like, what I can do is try really hard to find a used copy or a secondhand copy of that and get it at a little bit of a cheaper price. All right, so I've got my laptop here and I have a list that I have put together of some books that I know have special editions that I've seen floating around. And some of these books are just old childhood favorites that I'm not even necessarily sure I would still like now, but I think they just have a really strong nostalgia factor, and it would be cool if I had a pretty edition of it on my bookshelves to just remind me of my childhood. The first thing I'll look up is the Parable of the Talents, Parable of the Sower duology by Octavia Butler, because I'm pretty sure I have seen a really pretty edition, like box set of those books. So I want to see if I can find that. Let's see. So this is the set that I have. These are the covers that I have, and I think they're really pretty, but I really like this cover. Okay, yeah, this set here, you can't really see the covers of the individual books, and they don't have any more photos, but if you look at this one image, it's so stunning. Can I zoom in? It's really blurry. Well, it's so stunning, and I really love this. Oh, and it's not even that expensive. It's $45 for the pair, but I would love to see the actual covers. Let me see if I can find somewhere that actually shows me the individual covers. Ooh, it's on eBay. Here we go. You can see here the individual covers. They're still pretty blurry, but look how beautiful that is. Oh my God, I love that. I have a mighty need. Oh, there's a monkey here. It's only $30 with free shipping. Interesting. I'm just gonna save this for later maybe, and maybe this is the one that I'm gonna treat myself to. We'll see. I have no idea if this edition has any art on the inside or if it's just like a special cover box set release, but I love this art, so I'm going to be bookmarking this as a potential. Let me add that to the cart. So this is $29.99. I'll start a tab somewhere on the screen. So we have this for basically $30. The next series that I would love to have a special edition copy of is the Broken Earth trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. And I know that this is kind of silly because if you've seen some of my other videos, you will know that I have not actually yet read it. I do have the series right here, but N.K. Jemisin is one of, if not my favorite authors right now, and I have read all of her other books. I'm not someone who really buys special editions of books in general, but I'm definitely not someone who tends to buy special editions of books that I haven't read yet because I don't want to drop that money on getting a special copy of a book that I don't know I'll love. Sometimes if I'm getting it used and it's a really good deal and it's about the same price as getting the standard release, then sure, why not? I'll go ahead and do it. But if I'm going to buy a special edition or drop a lot of money on a pretty copy, it'll usually be a book that I know I love already, but I'm willing to go against the grain for N.K. Jemisin because I just have so much faith in her. I know I'm going to love the series. So let's look it up. Yep, here it is. So this is the Broken Earth trilogy box set, and the box set has some really cool art on either side. Ooh. So there's this side and there's a woman on this side. I don't think that there is a lot of art on the covers of the actual books. Yeah, I think they're just sort of solid color with a bit of this framing, but I still really like that actually. It looks like a cloth cover. Let me see, does it say anywhere? Yeah, they're fabric bound hardcovers, foil stamped. There's an exclusive bonus scene. Oh shoot. Okay. I also really want this, but it is $180 for these 3 books. So it's a little bit more of a punch to the wallet. So the art on the actual box of the box set, like this lady here and this child, it's not necessarily my favorite style of art for book covers or box sets. I tend not to like realistic portraits of people. I really like art that is more abstract or stylized, but still I think it's really cool, and I do really like the actual simple style of the fabric bound books, and the fact that it has a bonus scene. I don't know. I'm still going to add it to my cart. So that is $180 that we are going to add to the tab. I'm not sure if there are any other special editions of the Broken Earth trilogy. So let me just check. Actually, I'm seeing the image for the covers, and they aren't just plain. They have these sort of geometric shapes and patterns to them. And I it's not my favorite type, but I do think that is really pretty. So I'm going to keep that in my cart. I don't see, actually, what is this? What are you? Ooh, this is a different edition. What is this? Limited edition of only 200 copies. I have literally, what? Oh my god, that is so cool. What? The Amethyst edition of the 5th season? Wait, hold on a second. This is so cool. I didn't even know these existed. Okay, hold on. I think I might have found what I want. Broken Earth trilogy, Amethyst, I can't spell, edition. This is a problem. Oh my god, they're so expensive. Holy! It comes in a custom-made wooden box by expert box maker Peter Canham. These are so cool. I already know that I'll never be able to afford these, but also I'm pretty sure that they're sold out because they were obviously very limited edition. I'm dead because I found a copy of the 5th season, volume 1 in the deluxe signed edition, and it is super cool. It comes with the box. It has this cover with a stone on it that's giving me dark crystal. It's giving me Jim Henson dark crystal, but it is very cool and has some illustrations on the inside, but it is $3,649 with nearly $40 in shipping. So while those very special editions of the Broken Earth trilogy are absolutely stunning, and honestly I would probably love to own them and see those illustrations, I'm not even going to add those to the list because that just seems like I'd have to be in a completely other tax bracket to justify me purchasing those books. So I will keep the $180 box set that I originally showed you guys as one that I'm going to add to the list. Also, I just want to say that if you are someone who drops a lot of money on special edition books, you like collecting every edition that exists of a book that you love, I am genuinely so happy for you. I'm not judging you at all. I am just trying to work within what is reasonable for my own financial circumstances and what I would be comfortable considering a splurge and not putting myself into debt. Next, I'm going to look up another favorite series of mine, and that is the Wayfarer series by Becky Chambers. That's probably my favorite sci-fi series. I haven't talked about it that much on this channel, but it's right here. And I have 2 that are the UK cover and 2 that are the US covers. I actually really like the US covers. They're pretty campy. I'll post it here. These are what the UK covers look like. And these are what the US covers look like. The US covers are much more campy, like I said, much more Star Trek-esque. And I actually think that they're really cute. But I'm pretty sure there is a special edition box set that I've seen floating around that I thought was nice. So we're going to look for that. Okay, so I am looking for the Illumicrate editions. There are these 4 books, and they have these very pretty nebula space covers and really nice sprayed edges. I will say I don't love the text on the covers. I think that, like I said, part of the reason that I like the US covers for these books is because they have so much character and personality, and there's that sort of campy sci-fi alien aspect to it. And these covers, while they are very beautiful and aesthetic in terms of the graphic of it, I wish that the text didn't just feel so flat. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think they could have been designed in a way that just gives a bit more character and life. Still, I do really like the sprayed edges for these, and it is my favorite sci-fi series. So I'm just going to see, but I'm pretty sure that these are sold out through Illumicrate. Yeah, it was like 3 years ago already. So I think I would have to do it used, which is totally fine by me. My preference anyway. Oh my God, that's very expensive. Here it is used fine for $700. Okay, biblio.com. Again, I've never purchased from biblio.com before, but here it is near fine. I don't know what that means. But it's not for sale anymore anyway, so never mind. It might be that a books is this the same person or is this a different person? Okay, well, these are new from Abe Books, and here you can see the sprayed edges better. I think those are so nice. Oh, and these are signed. That's fun. All right, so let's say that this is what I was going to do. So we have the 4 books. They are exclusive signed UK first edition, blah, 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 blah. And these are so expensive, $688.50. And with shipping to the US from the UK, it is about $32 shipping. So I'm going to add that to my list. We are adding about $700 worth of books for this 4-book series. Okay, so with shipping, it is $720.59 to add to my tab. It is frightening to me that I'm already at about $1,000 in books for these 3 sets. And obviously these 3 sets aren't single books, they are whole series, but still $1,000. And I'm not even halfway through my list of books that I wanted to look at. Now we're going to hop over to the Folio Society's website. I don't actually have any books from here, but I purchased a copy of The Night Circus from my friend from this publisher. They do special editions that are illustrated and have pretty covers and all of that. And some of them come with, or all of them, I don't know, come with a box sleeve. So let's go to Folio Society. So I want to look up special editions of 2 of my favorite recent books. They are both by Madeline Miller. It's Circe and The Song of Achilles. Let's look up Circe. Circe, Kirka, I just don't know. Oh, they have a whole Madeline Miller collection. Wait, go away. Is it only $90? That doesn't make sense. Oh, it's from $90. So I bet it's $180 total. I'm just going to look at them separately. Okay, so here is Kirka. I really love the box sleeve art. So this is what I mean. When I look at the art here for the book cover, which is this realistic illustration of who I'm assuming is Circe and the box, I much prefer the art on the box. I love stylized art like that. I love more abstract art than just pure illustration, but they're still very beautiful. So I'm not upset at that, and it looks like that there are full illustrations on the inside, which is really cool. Ooh, oh, that's beautiful. I do like this type of illustration for inside or inside cover or bookends. That looks really pretty. So this slipcase is designed to echo the magic of Greek black figure pottery. I love that. Julie Dillon is the illustrator. We love that. Don't use AI art for your freaking books or book covers. I beg of you. Use real artists. Oh, yeah, the pigs. I think this is stunning. Absolutely. Add that to basket. The other book that I mentioned is Song of Achilles, so let's check out that. Here we have Song of Achilles. I actually really like this cover for a Song of Achilles, which I know goes against everything I've been saying, but I like the composition and it's less of just like a face-on portrait. So we have some more of the illustrations that are on the inside. Woo! Oh, look at the box sleeve. Oh, no, I'll cry. They're so gay. I love them. No! Oh my god, I love this so much. Okay, let me see. Oh my, oh, it's Julie again. Bless you. Look at the little finger hold. I can't. They're so gay and so in love, and I love them so much. Oh my god, jump scare. Who's this? Oh, it's his mom. I want to go back to the happy gays. What happened? This is so beautiful. Stop. All right. Yeah, I love. All right. I have to relax. I love them so much. Can you tell that this is a love story that absolutely wrecked me? It's so sweet and so tender. Absolutely, I would get this special edition. So we'll add that to the basket. $180 before shipping. I'm just gonna ignore the shipping part. So we'll add $180 to my tab for collectively Circe and the Song of Achilles. I really, really like the Song of Achilles one. I've been saying I want a special edition of that book for a while now, so maybe that might be the one that I treat myself to, even though it is more expensive than the Parable of the Sower and Parable of the Talents box set. I don't know. Next, I'm going to look up 2 books that are old childhood favorites that I, again, haven't read in so long. I don't know if I would still like them or if they hold up, but just for the nostalgia factor, I want to see if Folio Society has the Neverending Story. Let's see. They do! So the Neverending Story, I remember I read this book as a child. I took it out from my school library and I still have this vivid memory. I sat down on the sofa of my house next to a window. I can't remember if it was raining or snowing, but it was some weekend day, I sat myself on the sofa and I didn't move until I finished that book. I read it from cover to cover and I was completely enthralled in this world and I loved it so much. So I would love to have a special edition. So that's a really cool cover. There are illustrations on the inside. That is really pretty. Okay. Okay. Woo! Oh, and it has a sprayed edge to Falcor. Damn. All right. Oh, and there's these illustrations on the inside. Oh no, it's beautiful. Wow. I'm just making a bunch of noises and saying nothing particularly substantial in this entire video, but I guess I'm going shopping. I'm not giving you a critique of these books, so it's fine. The illustrator for this book is Marie Alice Harrell. Wait, I love this for her. She started her career as a geosciences PhD and researcher before taking up illustration full-time in 2016. I love that for you, Marie Alice. So let's add this to the basket. That is $135, which is more than either Circe or Song of Achilles, but we'll add $135 to the tab, which means my Folio Society tab is about $315 right now, and I believe that after a certain amount you get free shipping, so I'm just going to assume that I've hit the free shipping mark. The other childhood nostalgia book that I want to see if I could find a special edition of is The Last Unicorn. So let me see if they have The Last Unicorn here. They do! Oh, it is beautiful! Oh, look at that. Okay, cool. So this also has a little box sleeve. Wow, it's a really beautiful illustration. Oh, and the bull. Eee, okay. Beautiful. Oh, and the harpy. Oh my god. Well, they don't have the little artist section here like they did for the other ones. This reminds me of the art from the movie, or the style of the unicorn at least. Oh, I didn't even notice the silhouettes of the unicorns in the sky. Yeah, oh, back here the clouds, they look like unicorns. All right, I'm adding this to the basket. It is $110, which is again more than either Circe or Song of Achilles, and now my total for the Folio Society is $425. The final childhood nostalgia book that I am wondering if they might have a special edition for is Black Beauty. I don't know that I've ever seen one. No, they don't have. Okay, let me see if there's another publisher somewhere that has it. Black Beauty book special edition. So there's this Barnes & Noble's collectible, which isn't really speaking to me. Ooh, what's this? This is from eBay. Oh my god. Alright, well, if I ever have 18,000 extra dollars rolling around, hey, it's free shipping. That's wild. Alright, so if I have 18,000 extra dollars, I will get this first printing, 1877 edition of the Black Beauty. Hey, yeah, that's crazy. I mean, you know, this is basically an antique. I mean, it's beautiful, but I would be so scared ever buying a book that is like this for this much money, because I wouldn't know how to store it, how to take care of it, to really take care of its longevity. So don't put something like that in my hands. So I don't know that I'm seeing a special edition of Black Beauty that is really speaking to me. Some of them are nice. I mean, I don't have a... Wait, what is this? This is Folio Society. I don't really like the cover. Yeah, now it's out of stock, but that's okay because I don't actually like the cover very much anyway. But all that to say, I don't think I'm seeing a special edition of Black Beauty that's jumping out to me, but I don't own this book currently, which is insane to me. So I would like to pick up a copy at some point, but I'll probably just hunt on Pango and see if I can find just like a cheap, cute one. All right, now we're going to move on to the last series I have on my list, and that is none other than The Lord of the Rings. I still have the same box set that I've had since middle school, I think, which has The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit in it. Those books are yellow as all heck. They're busted up, but I'm never going to get rid of that box set. It's very nostalgic to me, even though I don't remember reading the books very well. But if I had the extra money and I want to treat myself to a special edition, I want to see what is available out there. I know there's a very pretty illustrated edition that's probably what I would want, but I want to see what is out there. So let's do Lord of the Rings special edition. Okay. Of course, there's so many editions. All right, let's look at this one first because this is the one that I had in mind. All right, so this is $120 for... Oh, this includes The Hobbit. Okay, so this is The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit illustrated by Alan Lee. I wish they had more images, and I know that might defeat the purpose because maybe people will just look at the pictures online and decide that's good enough, but I want to see more of what I'm getting. Like, what do the covers look like? Okay, in all of these links, there has to be one site that shows me what the books look like. Nope, not this one. How about you, Cedar Leaf? Okay, well, there's another really grainy. Oh my god, what the heck? These images are so grainy. I think these are, yeah, these are the actual covers. All right, so I do really like these. I love the illustrated versions, but let me see what other versions are out there. This one's really nice. I've never seen this before. Hey, we love no AI used in artwork. It kind of gives me Disney vibes at first glance. Oh, so this is The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, and The Silmarillion, which I've never read The Silmarillion. It scares me. I kind of wish that they were a bit more different, but it looks like when you line them all up, it makes one landscape, which is really cool. I don't know that I like it more than these. I like the way that this set looks together like this because, like I said, when you line them all up, it makes one image, but I feel like individually, I like these books more and they have illustrations on the inside. Ooh, these are kind of cool. What are you? Oh, wow, look, and it comes with like the page keeper that has a ring on it. I think these are really beautiful. But I think I am going to go with the original set that I had my eyes on, which is the set illustrated by Alan Lee. And that is almost entirely because there are extra illustrations on the inside. All right, so if I'm going to purchase this from HarperCollins, it would be $120. So we will add $120 to my tab for the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit box set illustrated by Alan Lee. So those were all of the special editions that I had on my list to look for, but now I'm just gonna look through some websites and see if there's anything else that I might want to add to the list just for funsies. So we'll start with Folio Society because I'm already on that page. I'm just gonna look through and see if there is anything that catches my eye. Oh my god, that's beautiful. Oh, this is the book that I got for, I'm pointing at this like you can see what I'm pointing at, but The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern is the book that I got for my friend. Oh, House Moving Castle. Oh, that's so cute. What is this? I don't even know what this book is, but oh, look at the illustration. That's so lovely. How to See Fairies? I have no idea what this. It's beautiful. I love this. Oh my goodness, I love these illustrations. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what this book is, but I'm already in love with it, so I'm just gonna add that to my basket. So we have How to See Fairies. I've never even heard of this book, but it is $80, and I love the illustrations and the aesthetic, so we're just popping that in the cart, adding that to my tab. I haven't even gone through all the books, but I'm getting scrolling fatigue, so we're just going to jump from Folio Society and let's check out what's it called? Broken Binding Publishing or something like that. Dragonsword, is that fantasy? Okay. See if there's anything here that I think is fun. From Broken Bindery, I do have a special edition of the book, oh my god, Blood Over Brighthaven. Where is it? Right here. Yes, here. Blood Over Brighthaven, that is what I have. So far, I'm not seeing anything that's super jumping out to me. So I'm not seeing anything that I want to add, and that is totally fine. So let's go through and once again just do a final tally of all of the books that I am buying today. We started with the Parable of the Sower and Parable of the Talents box set. I'm going to round everything up to the nearest dollar because I don't want to deal with cents. So we have $30 for that set of 2 books. And then we moved on to the Broken Earth trilogy for $180. And then we had the Wayfarers series, the Illumicrate signed exclusive edition from Abe Books for $699. So we're just going to say that that is $706 with shipping. And then I'm going to tally up everything that I had from the Folio Society. So we have Circe, Song of Achilles, both of which are $90 each. Then I have the Neverending Story for $135. I have The Last Unicorn for $110. And I have this random book, How to See Fairies, for $80. So that is $505. And then I have the box set of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings illustrated by Alan Lee for $120. So for all of these books, special edition, the grand total comes out to $1,541. $1,541. I don't know if that's more or less than I expected, but if we were to imagine that I was treating myself and splurging on all of these special editions, that is what I would be spending on my birthday this year. While that would be fun, that's not what I'm actually going to be doing, but I think that if I were from this list going to choose a book or two that I did actually want to splurge on and maybe will treat myself to, it might be Song of Achilles, just because I really love that art and I love that book. I mean, I love all of these books, but I really like that art. Or perhaps The Parable of the Sower and Parable of the Talent, just because it's so cheap. It's the two books for $30, and I really love that art. So we'll see. We'll see. So if you think, oh, hi, Lucy. Can you see her? I don't know if you can see her. Hi, my darling. Hey, sweet girl. Do you want to sit with me? Okay. So let me know which of these books you think that I should pick up if I'm going to treat myself to any of them. Like I said, I think if I did, I would be leaning towards either Song of Achilles or the Octavia Butler duology. I know this wasn't my usual format video, but I hope you still had a good time doing a bit more of a laid back, relaxed format and coming shopping with me and pretending that we have endless money to spend on books. If I do end up actually treating myself to any of these, I will absolutely update you. But for now, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for coming online shopping with me. Happy reading, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.